name is Joshua Free, and we have been exploring in Mardukite TV Season 4 not only the Mardukite Chamberlains materials, but launching off from our special edition of 9 Gates of the Kingdom of Shadows. In our last episode, we left off talking about polarity, and how polarity is not oneness. And this polarity and duality and the integration of opposites is something that's pretty profoundly integrated into most Western metaphysics, even Eastern traditions, and it can sometimes bring people a little bit down the wrong path when it comes to really the nature of energy in the universe. But I suppose, what does one do? You can climb the ladder of lights and unify the manifold natures of the existences found in the light. But is this the end? Is this the end of the work? Is ascension found at the Tower of Babel? Working back up the Tree of Life, if we're going to draw upon the Kabbalistic, the Seeker has uncovered a very dangerous glitch in the system, really, because it becomes apparent that this is not all there is. But where is it? And how is it that we can confront this hidden aspect for wholeness? How do we get to the other side? Because what most people have misunderstood is levels and dimensions and layers. It's all one. It's all one reality, one existence, one energy. But it becomes interpreted through catalysts. For example, an individual, a person. And the way that they receive, interpret, and interact with what they come in contact with. This is not a one-way thing. People are actively interacting with reality and affecting it, and then other people come up with it and also interact with it and have this shared existence in the universe. And so what are considered gates or true levels are the fragmentations that were done in kind of the Babylonian period, when the systems were put in place, where things were meant to become more materially concrete. And a lot of this had to do with population. As the population grew, the systems that were put in place for this matrix reality had to become a little bit more complex. People were not accepting anyways the simplicity and actually peaceful existence that Sumerians shared in the pre-Babylonian times. And so for a modern seeker, after having moved through the gates of this universe, you inevitably find this final doorway. And these thresholds are mental in nature. They're like they're parameters. It's much like a radio, and this is the way all energetic existence and reality is when it's interpreted, operates. The radio band is all about us, and so what happens is an individual decides whether or not they're going to tune in to a specific part or not, give their attentions to it and their beliefs and their focus. But the other stuff that they're not paying attention to is just as real. It's not supernatural, it's not metaphysical, it's not another layer. These things are the way that humans have come to understand them in terms of dimensions and levels and layers. Humans are all about separation and forming systems and putting things in schemas, and this is how it works. And with reality, when you can actually use the occult is a Greek word meaning hidden. These things aren't supernatural or abnormal or breaking laws of the universe. They are simply something hidden. And so there's things that are hidden are generally just not in view or not able to be received by whatever faculties are currently in place. Just though as easily can truth be before you, like leaving your glasses on top of your head and looking about for your glasses when they're on top of your head. This is something that does actually happen. So essentially, There's nothing more horrifying than what one really finds as a human when everything you've done and worked towards and quested for, and through all the lights and the correspondences and the planetary signs and the magical timing of days and hours and all of this, that it's the system really exists on a background of nothingness, a primordial abyss of which seekers and mystics that seek true oneness are constantly in search of. But the way to get there is not through more systems. All of the systems in the mind that have given form and space, the meanings that they have, because words and forms and lights and colors and all these things, these are semantic meanings that become programmed. They all kind of get washed away when that glamour is pushed aside, and you kind of realize that yes, this is very illusionary. And when we had our Wizard of Oz to toy with in our minds, we could at the very least kind of laugh at our own folly at being fooled in the game of some supernatural crazed man god behind the curtains. And at the very least, things could be made to make sense on the systematic form that has been created here on the planet. But now at the cusp of reality and sanity, we know better. Because before you is the other side of the tree, crossing the abyss, into the beyond. This is where the mystic, the seeker, the magician has reached the edge, has reached the shadows.